took this equation and divide both sides by W, I get A over W equals L. So if I know the area and I know the width, I can just divide the area by the width to get the length. So the length is going to be the area, 5x squared plus 12x plus 4, divided by the width, which is x plus 2. Now, from here, there's a couple different things you could do. This is in the section on simplifying rational expressions, so that's what they would want you to just simplify it like this. If you wanted to use long division or synthetic division, you could do that too. That would work as well. But since this is in the section on simplifying rational expressions, let's do it that way. So you can only cancel factors, things that are being multiplied, and that's it. So resist the temptation to cancel the 2 and the 4. Can't do it. So we're going to have to first factor 5x squared plus 12x plus 4. So greatest common factor is 1. It has 3 terms, so I'm going to do reverse FOIL. My first term is multiply up to 5x squared. So I'll try 5x and x. Last term is multiply up to 4. So I'll try 2 and 2. Signs are the same. Check and make sure that when you multiply it out, you get the middle term that you started with. Okay. And so now that I have it all factored, then I can just cancel any factors that are the same on the top and the bottom. So the length is 5x plus 2. It's part B? Okay. Find the length if the width is 8 feet. Okay, so the width was x plus 2, and that was 8. So what does that mean x is?
6.
X is 6. We're going to subtract 2 from both sides and we get x equals 6. And then once I figure out that x is 6, I can plug that 6 into my expression. A box with a square bottom is 4x cubed plus 4x squared plus x. If the height is x, find the area of the bottom. Okay, how do you find the volume of a box? Length times width times height. Now, sometimes we write the length times width, that's the area of the base. So some people would write it as the area of the base times the height. Okay, if I know the volume and I know the height, and I divide both sides of this equation by h, then I get the area of the base. And I used a capital B to show that it's the area of the whole base. That's a conventional notation. So in this problem, I know the volume, and they're telling us that the height is x. So if I know the volume and I know the height, then I can divide the volume by the height to get the area of the base. So the area of the base is the same thing as length times width. Okay, so I would have 4x cubed plus 4x squared plus x, and I'm going to divide that by x. Now, when you have a monomial, when you're dividing by one term, you can just distribute that one term to everything in the top, or, this is a section on simplifying rational expressions, we could factor and see if there are any factors. So see that x goes into everything on the top, so I'm going to factor out that greatest common factor. And then I can cancel the x's. So the area of the base is 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. X is equal to 10, then that means that the height is equal to 10. And the area of the base is going to be 4 times 10 squared plus 4 times 10 plus 1. Which is 400 plus 40 plus 1, which is 441. We have the area, but we also know that the bottom of the box is a square. So if the area is equal to 441, how do I find out what the length of a side is? Any ideas? Divided by what? Divide by? Well, so I've got the area is equal to 441. How do you find the area of a square? The area of a rectangle is length times width. In a square, the length and the width are equal to each other. So we could just say this is s squared. So if I know that 441 is s squared, what could you do to find out what s is? Don't think too hard. Just take the square root. So to get s by itself, we're just going to take the square root of both sides. And the square root of 441 is something. 21. So the dimensions of the box would be, let's see, 21 by 21 by 10. Because the bottom is a square. Okay, so we are going to do a bunch of examples where the instructions are to perform the indicated operation and simplify. So we're going to start with an easy one. And I promise you, you'll think this is easy too. At least you should. What's 2x plus 3x?
5x.
5x. Those are like terms. So we can add them together. So when we add the like terms, we just add the coefficients. And we got 5x. Okay, so you can add, if things are alike, then you can add them together. We have like terms. Now, what if I have x over x squared plus 4x minus 12 plus 6 over x squared plus